Hi everybody, welcome back. So I wanted to start this video kind of at the beginning of my journey, which started in really September. So as some of you may know, and those of you who don't know, I have a little sister who actually passed away January 12th of 2021 from glioblastoma, which is a form of brain cancer. And because of that, I started of course, just wanting to take a closer look at my overall health. And so we had just recently moved back to Texarkana, Arkansas, and I did some kind of looking and growing once things kind of settled down and said, who do I want to be my doctor? And a man that I went to high school with is actually a doctor here. And I reached out to him, Clark Kent, and he was able to get me in. And we just did a full physical, and I talked about my concerns, and he was able to verify that my insurance would cover an early mammogram. Shout out to having good insurance. Um, I can't imagine where my family and I would be without that. So I'm really very, very thankful for that. But so Clark went ahead and scheduled for me a mammogram, and that was around also my older sister Christy's 40th birthday. And so Christy and I scheduled a mammogram together at the same time. We were both kind of nervous about it just because I don't know. I think we thought the mammogram was going to be awful. It was not. It was really, really simple. And I really encourage everybody to go as soon as they can to get checked. But so they told us at our first mammogram that there was not a baseline. And so it's really common to get called back. And so I then did, of course, get called back to ask to come in for a second screening. And they screened me. They also did an ultrasound of my breast. And then at that time, the radiologist asked that I come back to do a biopsy because I had what were called, he called them, he said the simplest way to term them would be calcifications, although they're not calcium, that they needed to biopsy. And so my emotions at that point were really probably overwhelming. At that point was when I first got scared, I think. And probably more so because of my sister Rebecca and having gone through what we went through that year. But it took about a week before I was able to get in for the biopsy. That felt really overwhelming to me. I wanted my biopsy that day or tomorrow. Like, I'll move everything in my schedule. Like, can we please hurry up and get this done? But I wasn't able to get that, and that's not always possible. And they are very diligent to get you in as quick as possible. So I had to wait a week, went in for the biopsy on a Wednesday. And then by Friday, my doctor had the results. And so I went into my doctor's office that Friday and was diagnosed with ductal carcinoma in situ, which is breast cancer inside my milk ducts. So ductal is the milk duct, carcinoma is cancer in situ, means it's contained within the milk ducts. And so this was a very early stage cancer. I caught it very early thanks to my mammogram and thanks to my doctor and my team. And so at that time, we looked kind of at what my treatment options were as far as whether I was going to stay local or whether I was going to go do something else. And I really picked to go to Little Rock, to the University of Arkansas Medical Center, just because, of course, I'm very nervous given my recent family history. And so I am fortunate to be on the caseload. My breast oncologist is Dr. Daniela Ochoa there at the University of Arkansas Medical Center. But so that was November 12th of 2021 that I was diagnosed, and then it was not until November 24th that I was able to get into Dr. Ochoa. And so there was a little bit of time which felt emotional and nerve-wracking, but I was also really thankful for the good information that Dr. Kent gave me around kind of what type of cancer it was and what to expect and how the process would look moving forward. And it really prepared me to be able to go home and tell my family, especially Deja. I was really nervous. Deja, of course, lost her aunt. So for her, the C word, cancer, like that's a 4-letter word. It was really scary. So I was really nervous about having to tell her. And I feel like Clark gave me a lot of really good information to steady not only myself emotionally, but also for us to be able to tell Deja and for her to take that in and be able to um, feel okay. I'm going to do a video hopefully pretty soon with Deja so she can talk a little bit about her experience and what that is like as a kiddo to have to hear that your mom has breast cancer and kind of what that means for her. But so that is how I found out. I'm going to go ahead and plug, get your mammograms, go in early, do your self checks, um, be on the lookout. Thank you so much for joining me. My next video, I'm going to talk a little bit about that first appointment with my oncology team. Thanks for joining me. Bye.